Welcome to my channel.
Can hear.
Image! I am not, why?
Yeah, I see him eat all the time.
He's like,
what am I talking about?
All the time!
Don Darrow.
I'm a hot mess. Okay. This is a test of our friendship.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Just let it slide in.
Oh my god. Oh, what? What happened? What happened? What? We have an
is that an outdoor kitchen?
That is an outdoor kitchen.
Hello.
Hi, chef. Why did they give me a camera and a microphone?
Too funny. Because they don't know your name is at Nerd Mama's.
Exposing the trauma. It's like a fan dance. Just like peeking one little trauma at a time.
Roogs. How much? I didn't want to keep my snake to myself. I wanted to share. And of course, a Roogs wins when the lights
Me
go
and
off.
Chip could right now on the stream, and it's still less awkward than that.
Go Roogs!
So, in conclusion, that's
Am I the only one turned on by all this?
I'm Roogs. Welcome to my channel.
Can hear.
Image! I am not, why?
Yeah, I see him eat all the time.
He's like,
what am I talking about?
All the time!
Don Darrow.
I'm a hot mess. Okay. This is a test of our friendship.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Just let it slide in.
Oh my
What?
god. Oh, what? What happened? What happened? What? We have an
is that an outdoor kitchen?
That is an outdoor kitchen.
Hello.
Hi, chef. Why did they give me a camera and a microphone?
Too funny. Because they don't know your name is at Nerd Mama's.
Exposing the trauma. It's like a fan dance. Just like peeking one little trauma at a time.
Roogs. How much? I didn't want to keep my snake to myself. I wanted to share. And of course, a Roogs wins when the lights
Me
go
and
off.
Chip could right now on the stream, and it's still less awkward than that.
Go Roogs!
So, in conclusion, that's
Am I the only one turned on by all this?
do. Okay. Oh, my camera's all weird because it's different. Hello, everyone. Let me see if I can fix that shit. I don't know if I can stand the entire show being like that. That's fine. That's cool. Cool. Audio is good. Oh, that's good. Yay. Oh, look at that pep. Cropping that out. There you go. Oh, hello and welcome to In the Middle. I know usually we do every other week, but we're trying to get our schedules back more in a cohesive thing because they got sort of off because Miko changed her schedule. So trying to go. So I decided that it was better for me to go back-to-back weeks than go 2 weeks without anything because, well, that's just what I wanted to do. So hello, I am Roogs, and this is Nerd Mom Ace, and this is In the Middle, where I talk about my mental health journey. I talk about mental health. I talk about some of the things that I've learned, some of the things that I'm struggling with, and just basically just put my shit out on the internet. So just to put that out there, I am not a licensed professional. I am a trauma trisket, just like I said, spouting my shit on the internet. This is editorial and for, what do they say? It's for educational editorial comments, entertainment only, not, if you need a licensed professional, I ain't it. So I certainly can help you on Nerd Mom Ace. You can DM me at Nerd Mom Ace on all the socials, and I can certainly get you in touch with people who can help you, that are licensed professionals, and get you the help that you need, because that's important. Support is important, and professional help is important. So, yeah. And of course, like I didn't get a chance to change my towel because I was like late coming in. So that's fine. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Here, let's change this. Yay. Look at me. You get to see me being a hot mess today. So as everybody knows, it's all last week. So if I need to answer to should I have someone give me a blowjob after eating nothing but pineapple for 2 weeks, I should ask a professional. I mean, there are people you can ask. I mean, technically, if you're asking that question, Dondero, Shep, and I are technically professionals. I'm just saying. So as you guys know from last week, I had some massive, some pretty heavy breakthroughs in my mental health journey, and just in sort of my self-discovery, and in my healing journey. And those were really big things for me, and experiencing that type of realization and coming to that, coming to just having healing from that. Because that's a wound that I carried around for over 20 years. And that's pain and mental health suffering that literally changed the entire course of my life. That did affect my coping mechanisms and my personality and the things that I did to cope. And it just really, so when I experienced all that last week, it was huge. And so it took me a couple days to process that, on Friday and then on Monday. And then it took me a couple days to process all of that and come to terms with that. And so I was talking, I was actually talking with my therapist and Pepe, and just sort of like, where do I go from here? Like, where do I go now that I don't feel like I have this massive thing hanging over me, and this whole, like, I feel like I'm in a good place with my inner child. I'm in a good place with my young adult. Like, where the fuck do I go from here? I feel like, and now my therapist was like, well, because that's what they do. And they're like, well, now. And I was like, well, let's address some of your attachment issues and maybe some of your BP things that you keep bringing up. And I'm like, probably should have stuck with the inner young adult for a little bit. So serious question. When you went to therapy and started making your journey, how long was it till you found out, oh, there was so much more going on? That was, it took... It's different. Okay. I don't want to say officially for you, because it's different for everyone. Because I know this because it's different for me and then Pep, and it's been different. Like, everyone is different. They come to that conclusion. It depends on how deep you want to go. It depends on your trauma. It depends on just sort of where you are mentally and emotionally, what you're willing to work on. What I discovered about myself, and then I'm actually, no, not discovered, rediscovering and remembering about myself, is that I don't shy away from situations. I don't shy away when I get the idea in my head, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. And I may cry and I may complain and I may bitch and I may get angry, but I'm going to do it. And so I've been in and out of therapy since I was 9. So in and out, depending on what period of my life is. So I always knew that there was problems. I think for me, certainly this time around, when I decided to really, I had my last breakdown, and I decided to just really start addressing some things. I decided to address the issue, because what I was doing in before was really just addressing the symptoms until the symptoms got better. And once the symptoms got better, I felt like, well, then it's not nearly that bad. And so this time around, once I had my breakdown and I really had to come to this really hard truth about myself, and this really hard, just like, I need help. And I have spent years trying to just patch up this, trying to just ease the symptoms and not really address the issues and not really address the wounds. And once I decided that, I think maybe like I was really intense in my healing. I was really, every day, it was an everyday, like I was going to face myself every day. So I think it was about 6 weeks to 2 months when I started doing on my one-on-ones with my new therapist. And then I started doing my dialectical behavior therapy and started really addressing the things and really started and getting the tools that I needed to sort of start interpreting what was going on. Because I always knew that I was traumatized. I always knew that there was problems, but until this last round of therapy and work that I've done, I didn't really know how to interpret all of that. So it's very much like you spend all your life in a foreign country, and they're talking like you sort of know they're talking, but you don't really understand until somebody hands you a translation manual, and then you start to understand what they're saying, and that's how you can start addressing it. And that's sort of what this last round of therapy was. It was somebody handing me a way to interpret what was going on in my head and going on. And just, I think the other thing that I did was I accepted that this was the road that I was on, and I stopped trying to force it. My mental health, I stopped going, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And once A plus B equals C, and C plus D equals E. And I was just like, okay, we're just going to address this one issue. And that might lead one way, or that might lead another, but it's being open to what I think that is what really changed this round for me. Is I stopped trying to control, the situation, stop trying to control the direction that my healing went. And I just concentrated on the act of healing and addressing the issue. And wherever that took me and however long that took me, I accepted that is just what it was going to be and how long it was going to take. Which a lot of you who've seen my car talks and a lot of you who've know that was a real big struggle for me. That was a huge struggle for me, because I'm like, I want to get fucking better. I want to get better because I'm doing the things. Why am I not getting fucking better? I'm doing the goddamn things. I don't want to sit here anymore. I don't want to sit here and deal with it. I just want to let's do this. I know what I need to do, so let's fucking do this and get this over with. And I think that's where I'm lost. I don't know where to start in my journey. Okay, Paragon, this is not professional advice. I'm going to tell you what the process I went through. Okay. And this is not doctrine. I am just telling you what I did. And I listened to myself. And what I mean by that, and I know that sounds a little off, but go with me. I spent a lot of time. Joshua Peter is not a professional. Thanks. I am the type of person that I try to go, I need to start here. I need to do this. And I really was very holding on. But what I listened to myself. And I actually started with my therapist thinking I needed to did my camera's all jolty. What the fuck? Okay, I think it fixed itself. Because I really thought that most of my issues had to do with my borderline personality disorder, my BPD. I really thought that and when I started therapy, I told her, I said, I want to address these issues because this is what is causing my this is what is causing my pain. This is what is causing my distress. This is what is doing. This is what it is. And she this is what I love about her. She's like, okay, well, I hear you and we'll address that, but let's just start talking. Just talk to me. And she was asking questions, and I just started talking, and I came to the realization as I was talking, I was also listening to myself. And yes, I do have BPD. Yes, I do suffer from the symptoms of that, but I also had to come to the realization that BPD is usually caused by a traumatic event or continuous trauma, which means if I was wanting to get better, I was going to have to, again, my BPD was a symptom. That was not the problem. And really coming to that realization going, okay, so where's that wound? Where does that wound come from? And you also have to accept that there are multiple wounds sometimes. I mean, there are some fixed, as I like to say for the Doctor Who, there's fixed points in time. There are fixed points in your life, and they stand out to you. They stand out to you. And I don't know what they are, but anybody who has suffered trauma, anybody who is in that place, there are fixed points in time that you will never forget, that you can literally, I bet that there are at least one or two that are coming to your mind right now that you can recall with complete detail, not only where you were, but what you were thinking, what you were feeling, what you could smell. Like it's literally like you could relive those moments. Listen to that, because that matters. Those moments in your brain matter. And depending on what they are and how it really does, that determines on sort of where you go with that. That's what it did for me. Because I realized it's always those moments and those people that come up consistently, that moment that keeps replaying in your head over and over and over again, that conjure up these bad thoughts and these bad feelings, or I shouldn't say bad, sorry, rephrasing, these uncomfortable thoughts, these traumatic feelings, all of those things, that matters. So that's what I did. I realized that my BP was a symptom of those moments, a symptom of those parts of my life, those memories, those things. And so instead of directly dealing with that, I decided, okay, this is where I'm going to start. And so, okay, I think I can look into that. No, you're fine. I mean, like I said, now what? I don't know what's next. I mean, really, that was the point, is where do I go from here? Where do I go from address it? Now that I have, I'm not healed. I'm not anywhere close. I am very interested in therapy. I'm very interested in, and not just therapy for that affects me, but therapy that affects other people, because butts. Hi, Kevin. Butts are great. But just psychology and therapy and information about the human nature and the human mind and trauma and healing and all that stuff. Because to me, people matter. And that's why I do this. That's why I talk about these things. And so I was like, well, where do I go from here? I don't know. Does it feel like like someone took $3? Yes and no. Because for me, what it feels like is you have this big ass painting and somebody took a knife and slashed it or stabbed at it. And now I am trying to piece those things together. I am trying to mend the thing to make the picture whole. And I think also I look at it that way because the picture will never be perfect again. The picture will never be exactly the same. But you'll still be able to see what the picture is supposed to be. So that's how I feel about it. I think my wounds were very, very acute. I think my trauma is very acute. And I'm not saying that other people aren't like this, but for me, again, I think for me that all of my fixed points in time, they were very much painful, traumatic events. Painful, traumatic events. So my youngest comes out here and she'll just stick her out here just to see I'm still here. But speaking of what's next, I have gotten to the point in my journey where I'm starting to learn to like myself. I'm starting to feel more secure and safe inside my head, which is something I don't think I've ever experienced in my life. I'm starting to feel oh my God, I am pretty sure every living thing in my house right now is just like, it's fine. I'm feeling safe. So where do I do? What do I go from here? Because I'm not in crisis mode anymore. And the weird thing about that is that when you live in crisis mode for 40 fucking years, what the fuck do you do with that? I don't know what the fuck to do with that. I'm going to tell you, I have no fucking clue what to do with that. What is this? Like, it really feels completely foreign to me. Like, I am sitting here in my house this past week, this past weekend, I was just sitting here. I was perfectly content. The house was quiet. I wasn't scared. I wasn't like trying to like distract myself so I didn't hear. Like, I was letting the thoughts go in my head and just accepting them and being what they are. And I was, I'd feel something and then I'd let it go. And I was like, this whole thing of like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I felt like I needed to break something just so that I could so I knew what was normal. Because when you live so long in that trauma, in that like for me, that hypervigilance, that constant feeling of not being good enough, that constant feeling of hatred towards my self-hatred and self-deprecation, and that need to need to validate, need that external validation, needing that whole I need to make sure that no one forgets me and everyone remembers me and all of these things and blah 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 blah. Peace, calm. Yeah. It's so uncomfortable. It really is. It really, really is. And you would think you spend all your time in this healing journey trying to get to this place. And I remember adamantly telling, like, my therapist is like, what do you want? What do you want? And like when we're working through this, what do you want? And I was like, I want to stop feeling anxious in my body. I want to feel at peace with myself. I want to feel secure with myself and with others. I want to feel at like calm. I want to be able to embrace who I am, embrace my life, and not feel like I have something to prove to someone, to anyone at all times. And I want to be okay with being myself, which are all great things until you get there. And then you're like, this is weird. This is what, like you feel when you start feeling really good about yourself, because when you're living in that trauma for so long, you just wait for it. And then, so you have this battle inside your head. You're battling all this trauma. You're battling the monsters that are inside your head. And by the way, I just want to let you know, the monsters never really go the way. They don't go away. The monsters are still there.
Don't forget to take out your trash cans.
I really have to change the time on that, but that's fine. Every Tuesday and Friday. So I thank you. And then my daughter was like, don't forget to take out the trash cans. I want to know what it feels like to feel good about myself. And Paragon, that is exactly how I felt. I didn't know. I had no clue. I still don't. In some areas of my life, I still don't have a clue. I still like I think about those areas. There are certain areas that I'm going to start working on. And I'm like, I don't know what that's like. What do you mean having a secure relationship with your friends? What do you mean being secure in yourself when you're, in a relationship with somebody else? What do you mean having a friendship where you don't feel like you're, like the worst scum of the earth? I don't understand what that's like. Like, I get that. And when you get there, because here's the thing they don't tell you. Here's the thing they might tell you, but I don't know. Maybe I wasn't listening, because that could be the fact, because I never I'm not such a great listener. I'm a great listener until it comes to like my own healing, and then I have to do things the hard way. I get to that point where I feel good. I feel calm. I feel secure. I feel like a healed bitch. I'm not completely healed, not anywhere close, but I feel like there are some areas in my life where I'm better. And then I have to sit there and I have to try really hard not to self-sabotage. I have to sit there and I'm going to tell you this. Pep said this to me on Saturday, and I was so fucking pissed. I couldn't see straight. I was messaging him, and I said, I feel really good. I feel like really good. I'm in a good mood. And remember, this was after like Monday and Tuesday and like that past Friday where I was feeling like the worst pain of my life, right? I was facing probably the worst trauma of my life. So after that, and I was feeling really good and calm and just settled. And I messaged Pep and went, this isn't right. this is not right. Like, I feel good. Something's not right. And he fucker pulled out some therapy on me. He goes, radical acceptance also means accepting that your life can be good. You don't have an argument for that because he's right. Like, you don't have an argument for that. You want to go, no. Yes. Radical acceptance also means you have to accept that there are things that you can't change that are going to be bad in your life, that are going to make you feel uncomfortable, that you're going to have to, get through. I know, right? Right. And there are also things in your life. And I think that those that suffer with trauma, especially the type of trauma that where you don't feel good about yourself, where your happiness has always been short-lived, where you have always, something bad has always happened, come behind the happiness. So happiness has always been short-lived. So you never really trusted it. You never really trusted it because you always knew something else was coming. Because, and that point of where if you, and I, this is where I was at with being happy and being settled and allowing good things into my life and allowing things, because the moment I felt good and I felt safe and I felt secure and I felt happy and I felt things were going well was the moment I let my guard down. And fuck it if abuse and trauma didn't come right up behind it, because I let my guard down. Because the people that were responsible for my abuse and my trauma would see that and instantly make sure that I didn't carry that. So now that I am a motherfucking adult, and I'm my own place and I am doing my own thing and I'm responsible for my own healing. Now that I am responsible for only myself, I mean, bad shit's going to happen, but I can handle the bad shit. No one ever really talks about how hard it is to accept the good shit. How hard it is to go, this is a good thing. And you know what? It's a good thing. I'm not going to push it away. I'm not going to tell myself I don't deserve it. I'm not going to try to sabotage it because that's what I'm used to and I'm comfortable with. I'm just going to accept and be grateful and appreciate this good thing in my life. And that is just as hard. It's just as hard as trying to get through and process the bad things. And I'm feeling a lot of these views. Bulletproof bastard. Because I would take anything that was thrown at me. Turns out they don't tell you that your innards are not. They're not. Paragon. Trust me, I know. I was the queen of internal bleeding. That's what I like to refer to it as. I was the queen of internal bleeding. I looked fine on the outside. Hell, I looked happy because I knew how to mask it. But on the inside, every wound, every painful wound is just festering. But I learned how to smile through the pain. I knew and know how to survive the hard stuff. I know how to get through the pain. What I am currently having to learn is how to sit with and accept the good and the happy. And that's hard. Because I really do. I have the urge to self-sabotage. I have the urge to destroy it. I have the urge because that I know. I know the discomfort. I know the pain. I know this. I know the loneliness. I know the isolation. I know that. I know the lying about being fine. I know all of those things. I know the pushing people away. I know doing the thing to make them because I don't want to get hurt. So instead of risking the vulnerability, I'm going to destroy whatever it is that is making me feel good, or go and do the thing or be with the person that makes me feel like garbage, because that is what I know and that is what's comfortable. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it is not, especially if you have grown and lived with trauma. Sitting in happy and sitting in peace and allowing the happy and the peace. It's a fight sometimes. It's a fight. It's a fight to allow myself to feel what I feel and express how I feel. This is sort of leading into what I was originally going to talk about. I'm terrified of the next step. I'm terrified of the next step because the next step is the step that I can't control completely. The next step in my healing process is, okay, now that I've worked through my inner child, now I have embraced my inner young adult. Now let's start to work with my interpersonal skills. Now it's time to work with me and how I relate and function with other people. And you can't control other people. And in the reality is I think this is scary because I'm in a good place. And I am feeling more secure about myself. I am feeling good about me, and I'm feeling good about where I am. And I certainly am terrified of letting anyone in my circle. Because I currently, somewhere in here, I've sort of walled myself off. Because I had to. I sort of think of it as quarantine. I sort of had to quarantine myself so that I could get better. And so that my healing didn't infect other people. But now it's time. It's time to come out of the bubble. And I'm terrified. Because I feel good. I feel okay. And I don't want anybody else fucking that up for me. Because part of my trauma, part of what I've had to deal with in facing my inner young adult is, okay, I've come to this point in my life where I am re-embracing who I am, and who I am is incredibly trusting and caring and loving. And I really am. Nothing brings me greater joy. I love listening to people. I love talking to people. I like making others happy. And I, like, oh, that's your people pleasing, but no, there is, I've weeded through that. And as long as I have set healthy boundaries for myself, and I know where my boundaries are and my limits, and I know how to walk away when I need to walk away when things get unhealthy, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being kind and caring and loving. And I can still be kind, caring, and loving and have a big heart and still be a sarcastic bitch. I can. Because it doesn't have to be either or. It can be and. I can be me. And that's what scares me. Because there's still a part of me that doesn't think that I deserve that. I deserve good things and good people. And I'm afraid that what if I trust the wrong person? What if I trust the wrong person? What if I'm vulnerable with the wrong person? What if I open up and say the wrong thing to the wrong person? They have, Paragon. I am absolutely very grateful for our community and my community. But I'm still scared as fuck. Because I honestly don't believe that everyone's all good and all bad. Now, there are some people out there that are, they are traumatized very deeply or have things. Yes, there are people out there who do bad things. Because I've encountered them. And they're good people. And that's the other thing, Paragon. See, that's the other thing I'm afraid of. And a lot of this is about fear. It's not necessarily about pain, but a lot of this is about what I'm afraid of, because that's what's the next step. I'm really afraid. What if I fuck up? What if I hurt? What if they hurt me? What if I trust the wrong person and they hurt me? But what if I hurt the good people? And I'm really having to fight against that in my head. I'm having to do all of the motherfucking skill sets of exactly. I'm having to use all the tools. I don't want to hurt people. That's where you're wrong, Paragon. We're not built to self-destruct. I thought the same thing. I really did. And that got me into some very dark places. But we're not made to self-destruct. Am I saying that we're all made to like be all lovey-dovey and happy and healthy and healed and like, no, because we're all different people. I think that we are made to live full lives, whatever that looks like for you. And that looks different for everyone. because everyone's valued goals in their lives is different. But the thing is, Paragon, this is more terrifying to me than actually facing the dark demons in my head. But because my therapist is big on but statements. But I am scared, but I am going to be brave. Because I want to live a full life. And I can't heal myself and be scared of, I can't be scared of what, I can't wall myself off. Because the reality is that my inner child and my inner young adult and my current adult and my future self, that's the thing, that's the wound, that's the rub, that's the thing that I'm having to address, because I want to be loved. I want to be seen and accepted. I want to laugh. I want to live a full life. And for me, living a full life, living a full life means laughing with people. And goofy inside jokes and hugs when you're sad. And making up after arguments and discomfort in the vulnerability. And the feeling safe enough to be vulnerable. Calvino, that needs to go on a shirt. Fuck, that needs to go on everything I own. Strong people build bridges and weak people build walls. I don't think that that's 100% right, though. Because sometimes you have to burn the bridges. And sometimes the walls are there to protect you. That's just survival. See, Paragon, all right. Because that's where I'm at right now, Calvino. I've built this wall inside myself. And it may be, I don't think it's permanent. I don't. But it's there to protect me. And I know people that have very fortified walls, and it's not because that they're weak or that they are bad people, because they're not. And I don't view those walls as bad. When I see somebody who has their walls up, what I see is someone who is protecting something very precious to them. And the stronger the wall, the more I sort of want to see what's inside. Because they must be protecting something pretty great, right? Something and someone that got hurt. Because think about it this way. The crown jewels are probably one of the most protected and guarded objects in the world. Any type of thing like that. That doesn't make them any less beautiful. Sometimes they're never going to let the wall down. And that's okay. Sometimes they don't let you in. And that's okay too. I had to come to that. I think that's where I'm at in my journey. Is I'm no longer seeing things as good and bad or whatever, but I'm seeing like bridges. Bridges connect, and they also can be your weakness. So you got to burn the bridge so that the enemy can't get to you, or that person can't get to the other side. And sometimes you have to build walls because that's what you need to protect you. And that's a good thing. I mean, fuck. I mean, look at it. A lot of people pay a shit ton of money to go touring all these wonderful castles in Europe, and they were just big ass fucking fortresses. That's all they were. Fortresses with like a whole bunch of great stuff inside. I don't think walls are bad. I don't always necessarily think bridges are good. I don't think storms aren't meant to destroy you. Storms aren't going to destroy you. Anchors can hold you down. They can also hold you steady. A port is a place of safety, but you never discover the world without leaving it. I asked Pep the other day, I said, what was it about me that made him want to come back into my life? What was it about me that made me so memorable? And he said, it was your love of life. And I was talking in therapy about it. And my therapist asked me, she goes, do you remember what that part, do you remember that part of yours? Because I was telling her about my breakthrough on Monday, and I was telling her about all these things. And she goes, do you remember that part of yourself? Because she goes, I'm not asking that because I was trying to be, belittling that. I'm asking because a lot of people who go through that much trauma, sometimes they can't remember that part of themselves. And I go, yeah, I remember. And what I remember and what I'm reconnecting with in myself is seeing the beauty in everything. But this time around, now that I'm older with more skills and more strength, I remember I can see the beauty and be realistic about it. The realistic, be real. I can still be real and hopeful all at the same time. And sometimes things need to be torn down before they can be rebuilt. Walls keep things out, yes, but they also keep you safe. Rain can cause floods, but it also can cause things to grow. And I reconnected, and I'm reconnecting with seeing the world in Technicolor. It's no longer in black and white. And I'm scared. I'm terrified that this next step with learning how to be this person again in relation to other people and my relationships with them. And I'm scared that I'm going to go back to black and white. I don't want that. Because I remember what it was like to see the world in Technicolor, to see the good in people, to see the good in myself, to live fearlessly. It's fucking scary as shit. But we do hard things. And we do hard things, and we're going to be brave. I don't know how brave I feel, but I'm going to act brave. I'm going to act brave. I feel really good about where I'm at, and I'm still terrified. So, fake it till you make it. Sometimes you have to. But Paragon, and to anybody, it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't. All that matters is that you do. And sometimes you just have to raise the anchor and let the current take you where it goes. And you're going to end up where you need to be. I promise. Because I sure as shit didn't think I was going to be here. But here I am. And you're not alone. No one ever in my community is ever alone. I usually don't sleep. That's one of the side effects of, all of my trauma is I'm still not sleeping really well. So I'm usually up. So if you want to message me on Discord, I'm there. So I'm eventually going to find a healthy sleeping schedule. My therapist asks me every week, so how'd you sleep? I'm like, do you want me to answer that honestly? Or do you just want me to say, okay? And she goes, no, she knows. I want everyone to know that I am very grateful for every single person that has been along on this journey with me and who's hopped on halfway and who is still hanging on. And I am just so grateful because you guys have made a difference. And I know sometimes you think to yourself, well, I mean, I'm just, watching a streamer on the internet and I'm just, I'm just somebody in her community that just chats every day. She's never met me face to face, but that doesn't mean you haven't had an impact. And I appreciate that. And I am grateful for that. And I am grateful that our paths have crossed when they did and how they did. And I'm not going to force it or whatever, but I am so grateful for every single one of you. And I am not done yet. And I am pretty sure I'll have another meltdown after this week because God knows I will. And I have my kids, so I'll at least lose my temper like 3 times and I'll come on here crying about how I'm a terrible mother. So we'll see. And I'm not always going to be in crisis. So I'm not always going to have streams where I'm talking about, deep things. But I can't take off. It's like that. Paragon, Paragon, I just want you to know, I notice when you're not in the chat. If you're a regular chatter, I notice when you're not there. I notice. So if you ever think that somebody doesn't notice, I'm the last person you want to put that on because I notice a lot of things. You just us pip pip. And thank you, Calvino. I had a good week. I had a good weekend. And it scared the shit out of me. And I'm fighting that. I don't know how to handle being a healed motherfucker. I mean, sometimes I come in like a blazing glory. I'm like, I'm a healed bitch. Look at me. I'm badass. And then sometimes I'm like, I'm a healed bitch and I don't know what to fucking do with it. What do we do with this thing? It's very much like being a parent. I mean, we talk about reparenting ourselves. For those of you who haven't had kids, let me tell you what it's like. You get this tiny little creature that you grow and you nurtured and you grew and you have it. And you're like, oh, look. This beautiful thing. I love it so much. And it's crying at you and you have no idea what to do with it. And you're like, I love this thing, but I don't know what to do with it. It's pretty much like that. And I hope I don't fuck it up. And you're going to have to realize that you're going to fuck it up in some way, shape, or form. And you're going to lose it. And you're going to go up and you're going to do it on. You're going to be a great mom. And some days you're going to cry. And some days you're going to like giggle all day. And you're going to go home feeling like great. It's a ride. And you just got to wake up and you just got to do the best you can. And that's all you can do. And some days are better than others. Way better than others. I don't have to ask him. I see how you are with him. I mean, that's fair. I hope I don't get into giggling mom mode. I don't know what I'd do if I became a mom. I mean, dad, whatever, parent. But oh, okay. So one last story. I'm going to end on a funny note.
Someone's at the front door.
With that, I'm going to end on a funny note. Okay, so you gonna go get it? Okay, bring them in. Okay, so I have discovered the wonderful world of curbside pickup. So I ordered curbside pickup, picks up at lunchtime, but they don't. I love sodas, but I don't like the sugar of the sodas because it's like empty calories or whatever. But I know before you at me, I know that like any soda is not good for you, but the caffeine.
Someone was detected at the front door.
So then I'd always done curbside. I had never done delivery. So my happy house was like, okay, they didn't have Dr. Pepper Zero at HEB. So I looked on it because I am literally halfway between an HEB and a Kroger, like within a quarter of a mile either way. So I decided, okay, I looked it up. Kroger delivers, right? Through Instacart. So I went, am I going to be that person? Am I going to be that person where I'm about to order sodas because I don't have time to go get them and have them delivered to my house? Yes, bitch, I am. Yeah, I did. And they just got delivered. That's what John was like. They apparently didn't have the Dr. Pepper Zero Cherry. And I was like over there because they were trying to, I was like, yeah, that's fine. Just first world problems. That's fine. That like a convenience store. HEB. HEB is a amazing. I didn't realize it because I'm a Carolina girl and I'm all about some Harris Teeter. Harry Peter. And
Did you buy 6 cases of soda?
yes, I did.
We already have like 6 in the pantry.
Yeah.
That's 12 times 12, which is.
You gonna do math? Okay, go do math. Some of us actually have to leave the house, right? So, I, for the first time ever, I ordered groceries, well, sodas, and Nora was fussing at me, and had them delivered straight to my doorstep. Yeah, I was that person.
144 soda cans.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not? Anyway, I'm going to go because job number 2 is calling my name and, but,
I'm job number 2.
You're not job number 2. You're my number 1 job always. She went, You actually bathed without me asking you?
Oh no, Dad had a buster.
Oh, Dad fussed at her. Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah. Do you remember to put out the garbage? No, I gotta go do that too. Okay, see, I gotta go adults. I've gotta go adult. But thank you guys. I love you all very, very deeply. I appreciate all of your support, and maybe I can get some more followers. I don't know. I'm trying to build up more of my community, and not because I want it, but because I want to connect. I want to leave the world a little better than I found it. And who knows? But I want to thank you and tell you I love you and I appreciate you. And this weekend was a good weekend. We'll see what the next week holds for me. But I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy your Monday. Bye.